The soft glow of the dawn painted the room in gentle hues. As Wyan's eyes fluttered open, she found herself in a cozy cocoon of blankets and a pair of arms that enveloped her. A subtle shiver traced through her, yet this time her face was visibly flushed, unlike the previous night when she was on the verge of dying. In the quiet morning, she met his gaze, and he was already looking at her intently. She didn't ask anything despite her condition, as she was in his arms, a stranger who had always saved her. And last night again, his arms had been a lifeline, rescuing her from the clutches of hypothermia. He was always there for her, but she had no idea why. Her eyes traced the moles on his face, which told a different story and cleared her many doubts. How couldn't she figure out earlier when he was always around her? But why was he hiding behind this mask? Why he was helping her but didn't let her know the truth? These two brothers, despite their identical faces, really had nothing in common. But now they cannot deceive her anymore. Her gaze flickered with the emotion of gratitude and uncertainty, but she chose to embrace the moment rather than question the shadows that lingered in the corners of their intertwined fates. Without uttering a word, she tightened her grip around him, knowing no matter who tries to hurt her, she will always be safe with him. He too hugged her, pulling closer, sharing his warmth. She was happy, at least now she knew who to choose. She closed her eyes again and tried thinking of the beginning, when she met him, how he always saved her without letting her know. She had many questions to ask, but for now she was patiently waiting for him to reveal everything himself. Wyan was engrossed in her home office, surrounded by paperwork. Her phone buzzed, and she received a phone call from her uncle, her dad's trusted friend, to be precise, her guide in the intricate world of business. Wyan's brows furrowed in confusion. The gallery. She had no idea. Her family owned one. This was a new info, or her uncle had been mistaken. Later in the evening, she decided to discuss this matter with her uncle and aunt. She called out. They descended the staircase and went to the living room where she was waiting. aunt and uncle were in their room sitting, discussing about YN. They were helpless and wanted her to know why that place was forbidden. They just wanted her to be safe. He hugged her. YN's decision was made, and they had to protect her at any cost. The room was filled with the heaviness of the untold truths and the fear of what led ahead for YN. With a gentle creak, she rose from her seat by the window and paced towards her bed and lowered herself onto the edge, tracing her fingertips against the frame as if hoping it would reveal the concealed truths. Many intricate thoughts weaved through her mind, and as she glanced at her parents' faces, a pang of longing and confusion stirred within her. There was a subtle ache, an unanswered question lingering in the room. With the final exchange of words, she made her way to the door, her aunt and uncle watching her with a blend of worry and love. YN loaded her bags into the waiting car, stealing one last glance at the home she was leaving behind. As the car pulled away, she waved through the window. The journey to the airport was filled with anticipation. Each passing minute was a step away from the comfort and her family. Her heart held a silent ache, but the path she chose held promising answers to the questions she had in mind, and with that, she promised herself to face everything that came ahead. As YN's plane touched down in the city, her heart raced. Something about the familiar yet unfamiliar surroundings felt haunting. As she exited the airport gate, her eyes scanned the sea of faces until they settled on a man holding a card with her name written on it. Their eyes met and she approached him. He was a driver waiting for her. He nodded respectfully and assisted her with the luggage. She settled onto the car and headed for the hotel. At the hospital, both YN and the driver were examined. Their injuries seemed minor. The driver, still apologetic, looked genuinely concerned. In her hotel room, she settled onto the plush bed, her thoughts lingering on the day's events. With a deep breath, she dialed her uncle's number. She chose not to mention the accident, not wanting to cause unnecessary concern. As she hung up, a strange mix of relief and unease settled within her. For a few days, she thought of staying in her hotel room, but her work was proving more intricate than she initially thought. She couldn't even go to the house in the city once owned by her parents, as it was already sold out. Until she found herself a suitable accommodation, she thought of extending her stay at the hotel. The days blurred together as she worked tirelessly for some days. As Yen and her partner stepped into the elegant house, a sense of anticipation filled the air. The owner, an elderly lady named Kim, welcomed them warmly, expressing her admiration for Yen.